Hey folks, Aaron here from Comic Booked. Time for another mail call. I got a few packages in the mail. Open them up, show off some comics, and see what I got. So I got a small one, and I got another small one, and then I got a big one. And this is actually the second half of the box that I opened on the last episode. So I don't know if you guys saw that. If you didn't, go take a look. There was some really good books in there. Figured up over almost $600 worth of book value, so that was kind of cool. So in this, I'm going to open this up first. This is just a couple books, and I'm going to talk about these a little bit because there's some weird stuff going on. I'm not exactly clear on what is going on with these books, but we'll talk about it. You know, sometimes something jumps up in value, and you're just like, why did that jump up in value all of a sudden? See if this is even the ones I'm talking about. These may be some different books. Alright, I got my handy dandy knife. Try not to actually cut the comic here. Oh, yeah. Well, so we watched The Last Jedi the other night, and this has nothing to do with what I started talking about before, but still. Watched Last Jedi, and I knew there was a little more to the story. I went to my local shop the other day, and I picked up DJ Most Wanted, which is okay if you want to know a little bit more about DJ, the codebreaker scumbag that basically ruins everything for them. You can check that series, that book out. It's a single book. It really just kind of tells the story of DJ and what led up to him being in jail in the Last Jedi, Star Wars Last Jedi. So I also had to go pick up Star Wars Captain Phasma, and this is the whole set in one bag. This says the Journey to Star Wars The Last Jedi, so it's kind of the story of Phasma, and I guess where she went from when she first appeared in the Force Awakens. So there's this one, number 1. I got number 2. There's some cool covers. Really neat artwork, you know. 3 and 4. So I want to read about her. I want to know a little bit more about her because really the character seemed to kind of fall flat for me. I don't know if the rest of you, you know, I mean, the big show in the first one, Captain Phasma, you know, female stormtrooper, shiny armor, blah, blah, blah. And that was cool. And we were, oh, hey, she's going to be something big. And then, you know, Last Jedi comes out. Her and Finn get in a fight. Finn knocks her off the platform, and she dies. It's like, wow, that was completely uneventful. I just felt like the character went, hey, okay, we're done. So it was disappointing, to say the least. So I want to read the book, see a little bit about what happened with her, and maybe it'll explain why her character kind of sucked in the movie. It's kind of like with The Force Awakens, you know, C-3PO shows up with a red arm, and he mentions it. He says, oh, you may not have recognized me because I have a red arm. Everybody's like, who cares, C-3PO? Really? You got a red arm. Big deal. But if you go back and you read the Star Wars C-3PO issue, one book that Marvel put out, it talks about how he got the red arm. And it's interesting, but really unimportant. But, you know, they made a whole comic about it, so you should go and buy it and read it. It's, just to keep up with the whole Star Wars story, right? So this is the one I started talking about earlier. You know, you get a series, and it's a great series. I've always loved this series, but to all of a sudden have a book that is like selling out everywhere, and everybody's going, I'm going to buy this book, it's so awesome, and you're going, you know, what exactly is going on in this story that I maybe missed in the last 5 or 6 issues that has all of a sudden made this completely over the top, spectacular, and costly. I don't know. So let's see if I can get the foam padding off of it. Talking about Spawn 283. And it's got a cool cover. It's an awesome book. I'll take a look at this one and read it. I have everything leading up to this one. 282, I think, was the one I just read. Let me double check that. I just caught up on some Spawn yesterday. Well, maybe. Flipping back through my box here. See what else is in here. Spawn. Spawn, spawn, spawn. Okay. So I got Spawn 278, which has a cool cover, right? I got the variant cover for 278, which is black and white. I got 279, which this is cool. I mean, it's a story. I don't know if if you haven't been following Spawn, there's a lot going on. Al Simmons went to hell, saved Wanda, his wife's soul. She went to heaven. Then he went to save Cyan, who's really his daughter, but is actually not, like, she doesn't know he's his daughter. She's his daughter. So I picked up the variant cover of that too, the black and white cover. In this storyline, this is called Dark Horror. I picked up Spawn 280, and then 281 wrapped up Dark Horror Part 6 for the finale, and then 282 introduces Cyan as a new character, which is pretty cool. And actually, Todd McFarlane hinted that she will probably get her own series coming up soon. So she doesn't have a name officially, but it seems like Dark Mirror is her name, or Black Mirror. Sorry, Black Mirror. Her ability, she can fly, she can do some other stuff, but she seems to be able to kind of psychic feedback to people the pain and suffering of everybody that they've ever hurt. So it's kind of an interesting power. But she's a neat character, you know, Al Simmons' daughter. She had some inherent power initially, and then she takes this drug, kind of as like, she's had a drug problem, and she thought she was going to die, so she was going to shoot up one last time, and she shoots up this juice that came from this creature thing that they were feeding innocent children to, and the juice either turns you into a superhero or super-powered person, or it makes your head explode. So you have that Russian roulette thing kind of going. But it was a cool story. So 282 was good, had a great ending, with her kind of flying off, and it ends up with saying it'll be a couple weeks, and then they'll come back together to hug, but things just will never be the same, and then you move on with the story. So this starts a new storyline. Now, Spawn's been in Tokyo, or in Japan, with Cyan here for the last few months. So with 282, and I got both covers. I got the black and white cover and the regular cover. And I paid $14. I paid $7 a piece, basically, for these. But these things are just crazy. People are paying $20 a piece for some of these issues, and I don't understand. So if you have some insight, I've read a little bit about the artist, and I heard the artist was pretty cool. You know, that everybody was really liking that artist. So maybe it's the artist's fame that's spiked this book. I don't know. But I did get a copy of it. I will read one copy of that and then put the rest of it away. And then I'll pick up the next issues and see what happens. So, all right, on to some more books. Get into this other big box here. And please, if you've got some insight, leave it as comments. I definitely watch those and respond to those. So I'd really like to know your input on that. If it's just the artist, that's fine. It's good to know. If it's something else that I missed, I don't know. The introduction of a new character, that's great. But, Spawn's had lots of new characters in the last few years, and none of them have taken off like that. Although I did miss Red Ant. I think that was the other one that kind of blew up not too long ago. I missed a couple issues there, and that was something big. So maybe it is just new characters in Spawn. People go, ooh, new characters in Spawn, yay. I don't know. So, all right, open this box up, and another big bunch of shredded paper. So that's lots of fun. I'm just going to try to not scoop out the shredded paper and just get the books out this time. And leave the shredded paper in there to die. And I was mostly successful. Yay. Oof, paper dust. All right, fun stuff. Unwrap the bubble wrap. More shredded paper. Yeah. Shredded paper, not the best packing material. I mean, maybe it's good packing material. Okay, I say, hey, it's great packing material. Not the most fun to unpack. How about that? Maybe if you hate the person that you're sending books to, definitely send them shredded paper. All right. These were wrapped very well. Lots of bubble wrap. Lots of shredded paper. Okay. All the shredded paper and paper shreds and paper dust and all that stuff, and now I'm going to be brushing shredded paper dust off myself for the rest of the night. Okay, a big stack of books here. We'll start going through them. First off, this was pretty cool. This was a book they threw in about a third of the way through the auction, and this was limited to 400 copies. It's a raw edition of Lady Death Extinction Express #1, and it's signed up here at the top by Brian Pulido, and here is a certificate of authenticity on the back, so that's pretty cool. Lady Death Extinction Express #1, raw, signed and numbered edition, and this is it's signed. This is limited to 400 copies. I don't see a number on there, but it does say it's signed and numbered, so maybe it's on the back of the certificate or something. I don't know. But still, pretty cool book. Neat sketch on the front is really cool. I like Lady Death. Always been an awesome character. All right, next up is a fairly rough copy of Daredevil #75. Still a pretty cool book, and an addition to my Daredevil collection. Son of Satan, Marvel Spotlight, Son of Satan #14. Here is Tales of the Teen Titans Annual #3. This is Finale, the Judas Contract. So that was the first appearance of, what was it, Deathstroke, I believe. Here is Starfire #1. Kid Colt Outlaw #166, and I got issue 200 out of the other box, so that was cool. Here is Black Bolt and the Inhumans #10. The Inhumans Last Stand. There's Batman #336. That's an older Batman book. Where is Batman? This is awesome. Fantasy Masterpieces starring the Silver Surfer #1, with the origin of the Silver Surfer. Pretty good book. Another Marvel Spotlight on the Son of Satan, issue 24. The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, issue #35. Supernatural Thrillers featuring The Valley of the Worm #3. Some old books. Issue 30 of Monsters on the Prowl. It's pretty cool. Is that, I don't know. I have to take a look at that and see who the artist is and stuff. Giant Size Werewolf #3. It's pretty neat. Here's the first issue of From Beyond the Unknown from DC Comics. It's an old 15-cent book. It's pretty rough, but it's still cool looking. And here's From Beyond the Unknown, #2. Much better shape than #1. Here we have Legion of Superheroes #298. And this has a preview pullout of Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. So that's pretty neat. From Marvel, Tower of Shadows #6. Giant rat. Pray for the Man in the Rat Hole. Miss Marvel #5. It's an old Miss Marvel book. Carol Danvers. Here's a Edge of Spider-Verse #2. That's the first appearance of Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen, and this is the second printing. It's got the blue down at the bottom, and it actually says second printing under the #2. Still, I have a first printing in my box, so that's cool. Here's a Detective Comics #361. That's an old one. Batman and Robin's face melting off or something. A couple Golden Age books in here too. We'll get to those in a second. Those will be the last couple we look at. We've got a Doctor Strange #10. You'll see Eternity in the background. Eternity lives. That's cool. And he looks like he's fighting Baron Mordo. Here's a neat Batman 358. This is the first full appearance of Killer Croc. Pretty good book. And then a couple of Golden Age books that I got. There is issue 5 of Frontier Western. It's pretty rough, but for a Golden Age book, it's not bad. And finally, Firehair number 11. Another Golden Age. Very yellow. It's got a rip down here. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. Doesn't look like it's been restapled or taped or anything like that. So it's cool. Pretty good books. Lots of stuff. Well worth what I paid for that auction. So that's just a neat addition to my set. You know, hey, leave your comments. I definitely want to hear about Spawn. Let me know what you think is going on, why the price jumped. You know, I know the Eric Larson, Todd McFarlane stuff was pretty cool, but I haven't seen the prices really spike up like I've seen with these new issues. So if it's just that new artist, definitely let me know if that's what it is. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and go out there and read more comics. Thanks.